Hey guys, it's Sam and welcome to Be Honest. I encountered this theory when I was looking through theories of new films, and at the moment while I'm recording this, a new film that hasn't, the only trailers have come out of is Toy Story 4. And there's a lot of controversy surrounding this film and what could happen and what the law will be, because it's been so expected and built up in people's heads, because Toy Story was such a huge part of people's childhood, including mine, and people have become very invested into it. So the finale has to be amazing. It's been built up so much in people's head that it has to meet certain expectations. And I have a theory about what could happen, and honestly, I think it's quite a good theory, and I don't know if people will like it or not. This was suggested to me by Nathan, by the way. Like, this theory wasn't, but the idea of doing a theory about Toy Story 4 was, so thank you, Nathan. But I just came up, I didn't come up with it, I saw someone else come up with it, but then I added like my own twist to it, and I just thought it was actually quite cool about how it all turned out. And so I just want to run through this with you guys. We know that the end of Toy Story 4 is very emotional, because Tom Hanks has reportedly cried on the last day of filming, and Tim Allen, who is the voice of Buzz, said, and I quote, "It's so emotional." So there's a lot of, built up emotions that people are ready to release during this film. So I think I have an idea of what I think the plot will be, and I just want to, like I said, I just want to go over it with you. So my first plot point will be, as we see in the trailer, we see the Woody finds Bo Peep, and they're all connected again. But my theory is that, what if Bo Peep turned against toys? Not so much against other toys existing, like Lotso, but more as in, doesn't like the idea of being treated as a toy. I just thought it was quite interesting, because the theory that I read said that maybe there was another toy that wanted to expose the fact that toys were sentient. And I just read it and I thought that was really interesting, and I thought, what character have we been introduced to that could take on this role? Because Lotso's gone, and just on stuff like that. But and then it dawned on me, Bo Peep has, just been introduced. She's been gone for a long time. Maybe her, like her dress style has changed, the way she acts has changed. She's not so much of a lady anymore. She's more outgoing. She's more adventurous, as we see in the trailer. So it just dawned on me, maybe that's what she wants. So my theory is that they meet Bo Peep, and she talks to Woody. They find Buzz, they all connect, and they're all trying to get Spooky, I think it is. I can't remember the new toy's name that Bonnie has. Back to Bonnie. But what if she says, why are you taking him back? We're toys, we shouldn't be treated like toys, we should be treated normally like humans, or something like that. But obviously Woody wouldn't agree with this. Woody does everything for the good of the owner, and what used to be Andy and is now Bonnie, to make them happy, as he says to Spooky, I think it is, in the trailer. And what if Bo Peep in this film is trying to expose the sentience of toys? And I just thought it was really cool theory about, if they do get exposed and the entire world decides to cut off toys, so no kids are allowed toys are completely separated from from children, from ever making anyone happy again. They're burnt, they're thrown away, they're thrown in the furnace, like is done in Toy Story 3, I think it is. And I just thought, I was like, this is a really intriguing and interesting theory. If they do this, I think it'd be quite cool and I know Disney can interpret it in different ways, but I also read that maybe this would be too dark. But we gotta take into account that Sid also knows the toys are alive. So maybe we're reintroduced with Sid, because there's a strong theory that Sid was a garbage man. in the latest Toy Stories. But what if he, you know, teams up with Bo Peep and they end up exposing all of the sentience of toys. And, you know, it's Buzz and Woody's mission to fix this, to make it so people aren't aware of the sentience, or people stop playing with toys again. And there's a few ways that they could do this. Make toy sentience accepted, so they could go on news and stuff like that. And then, but what I don't understand with stuff like that, how making it accepted will end in such an emotional way. So that's the other kind of point that I needed to address, because this theory needed to end emotionally. It needed to have this, sad, upsetting concept to it right at the end. And I think I found it. It was also in this theory that I read, and it was the only way the Woody and Buzz and all that could get rid of people knowing, stop people knowing that toys were sentient, was to turn themselves off. And I know we don't actually have any proof that the toys can do this, but what if they did? And it just dawned on me, like, that would be really sad. It'd be almost traumatizing, because they'd be gone, and that was it. He's gone. Like, they just turned themselves off. And what if it's Buzz saying to infinity and beyond as the last line, or Woody winking in the post credits, or something like that. There's lots of ways that Disney can do this, and lots of interesting ways that Disney can interpret this, and I just thought this was a really cool theory. And I know this is very quick, to be honest, but it just really intrigued me. So yeah, I know it's very short compared to my other 15-minute videos, but yeah, there was just quite a bit to cover, and it was just, well, not quite a bit to cover, but it was just a small amount to cover, and it was just quite an interesting theory that I read. There's a few other theories that both people will just try and kill the rest of the toys because she wants revenge on Andy, which I think would be quite an interesting route to take as well, because if she wants revenge on Andy, she might stick with the toys and then turn on him last second. And do we see Andy in this next film? Does he come back from college? Do we see Andy's mum? There's a theory that Andy's mum is going through a divorce in Toy Story 3. That's why we don't never see his dad, and that's why there's boxes everywhere. There's boxes everywhere because he's moved to college. So I don't think that's supporting that theory. But the fact that we never see Andy's dad is quite interesting. So maybe there's something to do with that. We know Andy had a sister, so does she get involved at any point? Because I think it'd be real nice if they closed it with them seeing Andy again, or going back to that family, or maybe Andy has a kid, and they go to that family. And there's just a lot of ways that Disney can take this franchise, and I'm pretty sure this is the last film the Toy Story are going to do, so like this is the last Toy Story film. But there's just, oh my Jesus Christ, my ears are big. It's just a lot of different routes that Disney can take with this film, and I'm quite excited to see how it all folds out, because there's a lot of childhood dreams, I would say. Like, a lot of people's childhood are built on the Toy Story film. Well, not completely built, but like, the Toy Story films were a big part of a lot of people's childhood, and how they turn out could affect how people see the rest of Disney. And because Cars 3, because I know when I was younger, Cars was a huge thing to me. Like, I loved Cars. It was my film. I had a drivable Lightning McQueen, and I had the full suit, and it was a really big part of my childhood. So when they released Cars 2, I was still a bit iffy, because it wasn't an amazing film. But don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it because it had the same base characters and stuff like that, but it didn't connect with me in the way that the first one did. And then with Cars 3, it just seemed too forced. Don't get me wrong, the animations were amazing, they were immense. Especially when he's at the dirt track, and it is just incredible what they did. But it just sometimes reboots are a lot worse. A lot of people say that reboots never work. The original is always the best one. But there's certain circumstances where reboots have become better than the original. Destiny and Redemption. What? Yeah, it's just a lot of different ways Disney can interpret this, and I'm really excited to see how this turns out. And I will be doing a review when it comes out in cinema, and I'll be doing the same for Far From Home. So, to be honest, I hope that this is the story, because it would be quite an emotional end, but I think it'll be too dark for Disney to use. So, you know, we'll see how it folds out, and I will update you guys when I see the film. And if you haven't watched it and watch my review, then that's on you, because there will be a spoiler warning at the beginning. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video.